And we are back. All right, so pretty interesting little news coming out of the Michigan legislature. The Michigan House has advanced a bill that would allow deer baiting in the Lower Peninsula. And now it moves on to the Senate for consideration. Joining us now is the bill's sponsor, State Representative Jennifer Wirtz. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
So I gotta ask, I know that deer baiting has kind of been sort of a controversial thing in this state, and then I see that the sort of the ban may be lifted coming here pretty soon. Can you walk me through a little bit about what this bill would do?
Yeah, so essentially all my bill does is it opens it back up for this lower peninsula of the state of Michigan to be legal to bait deer again. Currently, the way the law reads in 2019, there was a ban put in place on the lower peninsula. So you can bait deer in the upper peninsula. My bill allows for deer baiting during hunting season. So that would be those special weekends in September. And then when deer season starts, October 1 for bow season, and then continues on till the end of the deer season in January. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Where I live, we have an overabundant population of deer. And so this is just another, hopefully, tool in the toolbox of a way of helping hunters be able to shoot, in particularly more does.
Yeah, I know that the DNR sort of wrestled quite a bit with trying to boost traffic and hunter numbers in the state, and it seems like a lot of those efforts have sort of maybe come up with a little bit of progress. Sounds like this, though, might be maybe a helpful step in that objective.
Yeah, the DNR has wrestled a lot with a lot of different ideas. Unfortunately, they seem very slow to take action. And so my goal here is to try to get some movement, get some more success for hunters, especially young hunters. Our population of hunters is continuing to drop in the state, and especially the age of hunters. And so, if we get a young person out for a weekend and we have baiting and they're in an area near that bait where they're able to take a deer and they get energized about hunting, then hopefully we keep them for the long haul. And that's really what we need. We need more hunters out hunting.
Hmm. I have to ask, are you a hunter yourself?
I have hunted. It is not my favorite thing. I don't like to be cold and I don't like to sit still. So I'm not a very good hunter, but I have gone out when our sons were younger, so that they would have an adult with them in the woods. But no, my husband and one of our boys in particular. But yep.
Yeah, I actually went hunting for the very first time this past fall, and I can confirm it is a lot of standing or sitting and a lot of being very cold.
Yeah. Yes. And quiet.
And
So
quiet,
I
yeah.
love being in nature though.
So walk me through. I'm just sort of interested then. Did a constituent bring this issue to your desk? How did you get the idea to, I guess, sort of move forward with this?
Yeah, actually, it was a former sheriff in one of the counties that I represent. When I won the election, I said, "Hey, do you have any recommendations?" And he said, "Yeah, make deer baiting legal again. It's a nuisance law, really. It's the whole thought was that we were having chronic wasting disease at the time, and that if we banned baiting, then that would help curtail the spread of the disease. The actual, I think, reality was is that there were some unique circumstances that allowed for chronic wasting disease. We also know now that it's far more common in older bucks, and so the likelihood of younger deer, in particular does, having the disease is far less likely. And if we don't start doing something with our doe herd, I mean, we just continue to be decimated, especially in rural America where I live. I'm not sure what the situation is in Detroit, but I've even heard in cities that there's an overabundance of deer as well. And so we've got to do something. I've tried working with DNR. It's the department's very cautious, along with they just don't really want to allow for a lot of things where they're not going to generate revenue. And I'm to the point where this isn't about revenue. This is about if we don't do something, we're going to continue to decimate crops in our rural communities. We have so many car deer accidents in the state of Michigan that increases our insurance rates. And so this is really about trying to figure out a way to save taxpayer dollars here in the state.
Yeah. And it looks like, I mean, I'm looking at the bill right now, and I mean, you have more than a few co-sponsors on it. I am curious, was the DNR very receptive to this change, or it sounds like maybe they were a little bit more cautious?
No, they actually were opposed to the bill, but then their argument is they're concerned about, as I said, the spread of disease, CWD, or um, some other diseases and concerns. But my point is, in the bill, it still allows for the Natural Resource Commission to set the guidelines. And if there needs to be in places at times a ban on baiting, tuberculosis is another concern. There's 4 states in the northern lower peninsula that currently have positive TB cases. And so to be in compliance with USDA, they could still allow for those 4 counties not to be allowed to bait. But it's pretty straightforward. We have the tools in place to control it, still under guidance, as I said, of the Natural Resource Commission. So the department, I think ultimately, if there's not a way that they're going to generate revenue out of something, they're going to be opposed to it, unfortunately.
Hmm. Yeah, and I do know that when it comes to hunting, getting people interested in hunting often happens kind of generationally. I mean, it's usually fathers
Mhm.
introducing their kids or mothers introducing their grandkids, maybe, and then from there you can kind of sort of spread the wealth, I suppose. But at the same time, it's always kind of a much more complicated issue than just one thing. So yeah. Okay, well, Representative Jennifer Wirtz, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and let's go hunt some deer.
Absolutely.